huge mess from my grocery order. I did 2 separate Instacart orders today. One from Sam's Club and one from, where was the other one from? Aldi's. Anyway, I need to get some things put away and make a little something for dinner. Or myself, because I'm the only one home. Hand is just sore, so I have it wrapped up for now. So I'm trying to keep my bandage dry and clean. Just gonna put some tomatoes on my plate, some mozzarella cheese, raspberry poppy seed dressing, and I have a rotisserie chicken that I am just going to take some of the breast meat, put that right on my salad as well. Nice big chunk of it. We're going to include the skin there. It's been forever and a day since I have been in my kitchen cooking a decent meal. So you know what they say about that week, I'm just opening up some hamburger, that week in between Christmas and New Year's when you don't know what day it is or what time it is. And I am wearing my husband's Lions hat. I was just being funny and I picked it up to show him that he forgot it. But Lions do play today at 8 o'clock. Tonight at 8 o'clock, and they are doing so good, so we're going to make sure that we show our support. Alright, let's turn the camera around. Yes, it is. Your tongue is pink. I suddenly became a very popular person. This meat is very lean, so we will just have to see how much grease it makes and decide if we want to even bother with draining it off. I'm going to go ahead and season this meat with some taco seasoning now, and then we'll add some later as well. Okay, I'm going to use my meat smashing tool to kind of break up that meat nice and fine. I've got some hungry kids who want me to get this show on the road. Okay, and as you can see, there's like hardly any fat in the pan at all. I think this is 85% lean ground beef. I'm just going to go ahead and pour in some, well, the rest of my container of taco seasoning. Then we'll just add some water. I didn't measure it, probably should have, but it'll be alright. Just going to stir that around and then let it simmer for a while, and I'm not going to do anything wild and crazy like add any spice or peppers or anything like that. Well, these are not my favorite tortilla chips, but the reason I got them was this right here, because all of the other tortilla chips on the shelf were $5 or more, and I can't do it. I'm still kind of stuck in the past. So I'm not saying anything negative about these chips. There's nothing wrong with them. They're not bad. It's just, I would have probably chosen something else, but we're trying to live within our means, and I don't know. I have a very hard time paying $5 for a bag of chips. Well, I am just going to scooch these around. I lined my baking pan with some parchment paper. Probably wasn't necessary, but I just like to do that to kind of make cleanup a little easier. Next, I'm just going to start spooning some of that hamburger or taco meat over the pan. We're going to do all of it. All over is what I meant, obviously. Next, I'm just going to add some chopped onions just to one section. And we'll just do cheese on everything. And I'm just doing a single layer. And I know like some people when they make these, they will like do a layer, chips, meat, cheese, toppings, whatever, and then do like another layer of chips, but we're just not doing that. I'm going to add some black olives to this end of this pan. As you can probably guess, this is where I will be eating from, so I'm just adding the things that I like. Please ignore the screams in the background. Grandma got a treadmill for Christmas and the grandkids are pretty much just like launching themselves across the living room on it. They're having big fun. Okay, well, the only plates that I'm making tonight, because Bill and Cameron are not home yet, is mine and Elijah and Ava's. So this is Elijah's. He wanted his just meat and cheese on Doritos. Apparently the sour cream that I had went bad, and then the other container that I thought was sour cream was ricotta cheese, so no sour cream for me today. It won't matter to Bill and Cam because they put ranch dressing on theirs. And that is what's for dinner. And Elijah did decide that he wanted some black olives. They're both having some applesauce. Hey everyone, it is New Year's Eve and I am getting ready to start cooking for tomorrow. Tomorrow's New Year's Day, and I decided I wanted to cook a prosperity dinner. That's what I'm calling it. So, since we were not here on Christmas, and I didn't get to do like your traditional Christmas dinner, I decided to do New Year's Day dinner. So, today I am getting started by getting some apples prepped for a couple of Dutch apple pies. I was just in the mood to make some pie. But I realized that I only own one pie pan, so had to figure out what to do there. And so I just decided to get these pre-made crusts. They come with their own pie tin. So I'm gonna spare you the boring footage of watching me peel and dice up apples, but that's what I'm doing next. In my bowl here, I have 4 Macintosh apples cut up. Look at how pink they are once I cut the peel off. Now I'm just working on getting a couple of Granny Smith apples peeled. All right, I've got my 2 Granny Smith, and I kind of lost track of how many. I think I did 4, maybe 5 of the Macintosh. I am following a recipe, sort of, kind of, as much as I can. You know, my attention span is just horrible. So I am doubling the recipe because I'm making 2 pies. I will link the recipe in the description box. And yes, that was a whole cup of granulated sugar. The recipe called for a 1/2 cup. Next, 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. 2 tablespoons of cinnamon. And I don't know, I think cinnamon is what makes an apple pie. If you watch my channel very often, you know that I do not bake very often, and that is because I don't like to follow a recipe. So I am actually following a recipe today because I don't want to mess up this pie. Oops. While I'm talking about following a recipe, the cinnamon was supposed to be 1/2 of a teaspoon, not 1/2 of a tablespoon. So yeah, I have like maybe 5 or 6 times the amount that we're supposed to use. So, gonna be careful with the flour though. It does call for 3 tablespoons. So, that means we're gonna do 6. I'm the perfect example of ADHD brain. I can look right at something and read it and still do the wrong measurement or lose track. I guess I could have went back and looked at the video, but I'm not really that concerned. Oh, wow. This smells very good, of course, with all that cinnamon. I just poured in 8 teaspoons of butter. All right, I'm ready to put these in the pie crust. I'm going to cover my pies with some parchment paper. And then I'm just going to set another pie or baking sheet on top just to hold it down. I want to keep the steam in. And I don't have another pan that's the size that'll cover both. So we're just improvising. While the pies are in the oven getting partially started, I'm going to get the crumb topping going. It's going to need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 cup of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon, and 1 cup of butter, which I have diced up, and you want your butter to be cold. I was torn between whether I wanted to do this part by hand, haul out the big heavy stand mixer, or just get out my hand mixer and see how that works. I have no idea, but let's see. Okay, I kind of thought that that was not going to do it. And when you get tired of doing it that way, just use your hand. Okay, so the apples are fork tender. I am going to just scoop that crumb topping on there, spread it out. I'm just going to get these pies back in the oven to finish up, and then we'll be moving on to the next project. Oh my, so I baked some pies. They smell amazing. It's time to get my cabbage boiling, but I'm going to peel off any of the outside leaves that look like that and remove this big stem from the middle. All right. I'm just going to boil the cabbage until the leaves are pliable and I can fill them and roll them up. Oh, I wasn't even recording. But anyway, what I'm doing here is just getting the filling. I'm out of breath. Getting the filling for the cabbage rolls while the cabbage is actually cooking. I've added some garlic powder to both bowls. I'm doing two separate kinds here. I'm doing one that has rice and then one that has riced cauliflower. I'm going to add a couple of fresh eggs to this mixture. Those are from our Chicky Chicks. Some paprika. Crushed red pepper flakes. A little here, a little there. And some black pepper. And as you can probably tell, we have a couple family members who are doing keto and doing very well, so we don't want to sabotage their lifestyle. And I'm just gonna sprinkle the rice in. I'm not really gonna do a whole lot. We want a little, but don't want it to be totally full of rice. And then in this one, I'm going to add the riced cauliflower bowls in both. Now I'm gonna use my hands and I'm gonna mix them up. I'm gonna take my ring off first. And let's just get it done. Guys, I almost forgot the W sauce. And I did decide I wanted a little more rice on this one. All right, and then this is a very, very small can of tomato sauce. My hand is meaty, but that's okay because it's just a can. And I'm gonna pour half onto this bowl and then maybe a quarter. There's not as much in there, so, but like I said, we are not adding tomatoes, just the tomato sauce. Oh yeah, what a mess, but it's so good. The cabbage is done, but it is hot, so I'm just gonna let it sit and cool, and then I'll come back and remove these big stems so that they can roll up nice and easy. The key is to boil your cabbage until it is pliable, but, oops, come on, tripod. Anyway, this is a little bit too pliable, but we're gonna make it work. I took the other really lacy leaves and put them in the bottom of the pan. The smaller dish here is for the cabbage rolls that have, oh, what am I trying to say? The riced cauliflower in it. So all you're gonna do is stuff your cabbage leaf. Just fold in each side like you would a little burrito. And just keep folding, folding, folding. And then tuck. There we go. Beautiful. And just like I said, some of them were just really overcooked on the outside there. As you get toward the middle of your cabbage ball, you will... Cabbage, it's a head. But anyway, it gets a little tougher and then they'll start to split. So I'm just throwing the rest of the cabbage into the pot to boil it a little bit more so that some of the inner leaves can be a little more pliable. All right, I am making a dent in my to-do list and I love it because then my counter looks a little less cluttered. As you can see, I have some little bitty ones. I don't know if maybe I can... Let me see if I can pick it up. So they barely, the very, what am I trying to say? The very inner leaves are so tiny. So I just took two and then put the meat inside like a little clam. So I just thought those were cute. And now with whatever meat I have left over, I'm just gonna make little meatballs and stick them in there. going to cover them and put them in the oven. Here is a look at the recipe that I referred to, and I will share that in my description box. One of the foods that we eat on New Year's for good luck is greens. The green leaves represent money, so I am going to get a couple packs of these frozen collard greens into the crock pot with some smoked ham hocks. I also, off camera, got some cornbread whipped up in my cast iron skillet, and it is now in the oven, so that'll be really good with these greens tomorrow. Now I'm just sprinkling some chicken broth granules on there, and some onions, some garlic, and some slap ya mama. I'm gonna pour in a coffee mug full of water because I don't know how much liquid these frozen greens are gonna make. I don't think I've ever made them this way, but we will be back to check on them and give them a stir and see what's going on with them here soon. It is now Monday morning and it's time to get back at it. And what I'm doing right now is just getting our ham started. I have been really impressed with how flavorful the glazes are that come with the spiral hams lately, that I'm just going to use that. I'm not doctoring it up or anything. Just going to drizzle it all over the top of our ham. I have my ham in our Ninja, I think it's a Ninja Professional is what it's called. And I have it on the bake setting. All I have to do is put it in here and let it go. All right, now I'm gonna get busy with some other stuff. Next on the agenda is some pigs in a blanket. I'm using some crescent rolls and some smoked cheddar breakfast links. Now I'm getting a nice big salad. Well, I'm calling it a salad bar, but I'm going to get the salad part into my bowl. And there is so much carrots and other stuff in here that I'm going to add some extra lettuce, kind of even it out. I've got that partial bag from the other night. All right, we're gonna have two salad options here. I'm gonna just set out this iceberg mix and then also the spring mix. Next, I'm going to chop up some veggies. I'm just basically making like a salad bar on a baking sheet. So I'm just going to cut up some veggies and set some bowls of condiments and dressings, bacon bits, you know the drill. And put it on my sheet pan. Then everyone can build their own salad. Dinner today is going to be so easy. I'm just making some hamburger helper. This is one of Cameron's favorite meals, and Bill is away. He's been away since Thursday, I believe. Friday, I don't know. It's Saturday today, though. He's gone to a pool tournament for the weekend, and possibly be home later tonight or tomorrow. But we are on our own again tonight, and I'm telling you, we're over the New Year's dinner leftovers. And I just eyeballed my ham and was thinking it's time for it to go into the freezer for another day. But tonight we're just going to do something that the kid likes, and that is some hamburger helper. Not doing anything crazy to it, just making it per the box instructions. And then I'm going to make some frozen broccoli to go with it. That's all. Well, that is it for this week, and this is our kickoff to 2025. I hope that you come back next week and see what we're cooking up at our house, and we should be getting back into the swing of everyday life now that those wonderful holidays are over for now. See you next time. Bye.